his 2006 book The Ethnic Cleansing of Palestine, Ilan Pappé included a chronology which I will follow. The 13th of March 1881, the Russian Tsar Alexander II was assassinated by a group of radical socialists. One of the conspirators was Kezia Mirovna Helfman. She was of Jewish descent. This inspired Tsar Alexander III to enact temporary regulations regarding the Jews on the 15th of May, which remained in effect for more than 30 years. These so-called May laws decreed for the Pale of Jewish settlement that the Jews were forbidden to settle anew outside of towns and boroughs. In subsequent years, other discriminatory laws were enacted. Most important were the limitations of Jews admitted to high schools and universities and their overall population percentage. In 1891, most Jews were deported from Moscow, about 20,000 of them. The period from 1881 to 1920, due to discrimination and pogroms, over 2 million Jews left the Russian Empire. Most of them settled in the United States or Argentina, though some immigrated to Palestine, which was then a province of the Ottoman Empire. In 1882, 25,000 Jewish immigrants began to settle in Palestine, mainly from Eastern Europe. In 1891, Moritz Freiherr von Hirsch of Gerold, a German, founded the Jewish Colonization Association in London to aid Zionist settlers in Palestine. 1896, Der Judenstaat, a book advocating the establishment of a Jewish state, was published by Austro-Hungarian Jewish writer Theodor Herzl. At the same time, the Jewish Colonization Association began operations in Palestine. In 1897, the first Zionist Congress in Basel, Switzerland, sets up the World Zionist Association and petitions for a home for the Jewish people in Palestine. A pamphlet by the founder of Socialist Zionism, Nachman Sirkin, says Palestine must be evacuated for the Jews. In 1901, the Jewish National Fund set up to acquire land in Palestine for the World Zionist Association. The land is to be used and worked solely by Jews. In 1904, tensions between Zionists and Palestinian farmers arise in the Tiberias area. In 1905, Israel Zangwill states Jews must drive out the Arabs or grapple with the problem of a large alien population. In 1909, Tel Aviv was founded in the sand dunes north of Jaffa. An ethnographical map which was published in 1910 by the Royal Geographical Society showed few Jewish enclaves within the Arab population. Between 1904 and 1914, 40,000 Zionist immigrants arrived in Palestine. Jews then totaled 6% of the population. And then, on the 1st of August 1914, all hell broke loose. During the First World War, the British Empire attacked the Ottoman Empire, and during the Sinai and Palestine campaign between 1915 and October 1918 conquered the whole of Palestine. On the 3rd of January 1916, the British and French diplomats Mark Sykes and François-Georges Picot initialed an agreed memorandum. The Sykes-Picot Agreement was a secret treaty between the United Kingdom and France, with assent from the Russian Empire and the Kingdom of Italy, to define their mutually agreed spheres of influence and control in an eventual partition of the Ottoman Empire. At the time, as the front line was between Gaza and Beersheba, a very important declaration was made. It dated of November the 2nd, 1917, and the text reads, "Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet. His Majesty's government view with favor the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people, and will use their best endeavors to facilitate the achievement of this object, it being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine, or the rights and political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country. I should be grateful if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation. Signed by Lord Arthur James Balfour. In 1919, the First Palestinian National Congress in Jerusalem, of which no picture exists, this is from the Third Congress, rejected the Balfour Declaration and demanded independence. In the same year, Chaim Weizmann of the Zionist Commission at the Paris Peace Conference called for a Palestine as Jewish as England is English. Other commission members said as many Arabs as possible should be persuaded to immigrate. Winston Churchill wrote, "There are Jews whom we are pledged to introduce into Palestine and who take it for granted that the local population will be cleared out to suit their convenience." This map showing the area of Palestine claimed by the World Zionist Organization was officially presented to the Paris Peace Conference in 1919. In 1920, the Haganah, a Zionist underground military organization under the control of the Jewish Agency, was founded. In the same year, Britain was assigned the Palestinian Mandate by the Supreme Council of the San Remo Peace Conference. In 1921, protests against large-scale Zionist immigration took place in Jaffa. In 1922, the League of Nations Council approved British mandate for Palestine. The British census of Palestine found 78% Muslim, 11% Jewish, and 9.6% Christian of a total population of 757,182. On the 23rd of August 1923, Turkey ratified the Treaty of Lausanne as the successor of the Ottoman Empire. In 1925, in Paris, the Revisionist Party was founded by Jabotinsky and others, which insisted on the founding of a Jewish state in Palestine and Transjordan. In the same year, when Jewish immigration to Palestine reached a peak, Zionist leader Menachem Ussishkin gave a speech demanding a Jewish state without compromises and without concessions, from the Great Sea to the desert, including Transjordan. Between 1924 and 1928, 65,000 Zionist immigrants came to Palestine, half of whom were from Poland, raising the Jewish population to 16%. Jews now owned 4% of the land. In 1929, riots over claims to the Wailing Wall, with 133 Jews and 116 Arabs killed, mainly by British. 1 year later, in 1930, the League of Nations founded the International Commission to establish the legal status of Jews and Arabs at the Wailing Wall. In 1931, Irgun was founded to support more militancy against Arabs. The British Director of Development for Palestine published a report on landless Arabs caused by Zionist colonization. In 1932, the first regularly constituted Palestinian political party, the Independence Party, was founded. The party called for mass resistance to the Zionist project and its British patron in Palestine. And then, in a faraway country named Deutschland, something decisive happened. In January 1933, two noblemen, Reichspräsident Paul Ludwig Hans Anton von Benekendorf und von Hindenburg and Franz Josef Hermann Michael Maria von Papen, Erbselzer zu Werl und Neuwerk, handed the chancellery of the German Empire to Adolf Hitler, thereby betraying the first ever German Republic. Beginning pursuit of Jews in Germany gave the Zionist project in Palestine a temporary boost.